Hello everyone, in this video we will create a bouquet planner app. We are going to explore complex crud here. You can see each bouquet contain array of objects of flowers, and each flower contain array of colors. In the crud means while creating and editing, working with these type of models can be a little difficult. So we are going to explore that. We will add, we will create a bouquet. While creating bouquet, we are going to add flower, we are going to remove, we are going to edit it. Also same for the colors also. This is, you can consider a complex crud, means create and edit. We are going to explore. As a state management, we are using Riverpod with proper immutability and all. Yeah, let's start. I have already added packages. One is that hooks Riverpod annotation, freeze annotation, JSON annotation and all. Also in the dev dependencies, build runner, Riverpod generator, freezed and JSON serializable. Now let's create models. In core folder, create models. I am looking at freeze documentation here. We are going to create a freezed models. This one. In models, okay, we have properties called id, name, image and flowers. Id, name, next thing is that image, for now I'll keep a dynamic flowers. Okay, also guys, we are not going to use any APIs here. We just creating our local mock APIs. So we are going to focus on the state management while editing and creating and all. Okay, let's generate this model. Yeah, now same for the flowers. let's create a flower model. I'll copy this. Models are done. Now we need to create a repository. To go with this now, and we can create like this. Okay, repository dot new little shortcut. Also we can go with auto dispose. If you want to dispose, normally I don't dispose it because I use these repos everywhere, so I keep as it is. Now what I will do, I will create one list here. And we are going to delete through id. Okay, add is correct. Edit is also required. Update, yeah. This is fine. We are not going to focus on this part because here actually we do API calls and all, so there is no any focus on this for now. We are going to focus on state management while create and edit complex model. Okay, this is fine, and we need one more future function for uploading the image. So let's consider this is a upload image, and it takes file. I'll add one file picker dependency, image picker, and that image picker give okay. X file and it return just a path, because we are not going to upload any image. We just want as a URL, or here for mock it will return a path only. Okay, but when we implement APIs, structure will be same. um, Architecture can be a same, just implementation will be different. Okay, for only widget we are going to use a file image and all, not network image for now. Done. So now our repository is done. Let's work on the feature. VOU. First we'll create a listing of bouquet providers, and we will have a bouquet providers. List of bouquet yeah, done. Sometimes these snippets cannot work properly, but we need bouquets here because our provider will give bouquets provider, it will generate bouquets provider, so we need just a bouquets here, and here we will do just until generate. Let's go with we need to import a model, and let's build on. Done. Now we need to list all the bouquets. I think I not created a like this, or we can also, I can keep, I always keep simple one list. This is add okay, this is fine. Or these are mock APIs, and if you want to experience that waiting and all, await and all, you can give delayed duration like this if you really want to experience everything. Okay, this is done. Now we need to create a right bouquet provider. You can also say write bouquet notifier provider and all. Riverpod class write done. Okay, before this I think we need to create a state models. Consider these are states. You can also name as models here, that will also work. Then write bouquet state. This will also same like preset. So let's copy one, the preset structure. Preset has a lot of advantages. We are using JSON serialization for package for JSON serialization, but other like copy with and all, immutability, all the models and all, it will generate for us. And also it supports some, it makes easy to do copy with and all. You can see preset documentation, if there is any null property is there, and it makes easy to make it null. Here write bouquet state JSON serialization not required here, so I am removing. Here required bouquet bouquet only, and here you can say loading, because loading is also required there, so that's why. Done. Let's generate this model. This is not required. Okay, so we missed this part. Now it's good to go. After this we need to, let's continue this. We need a write bouquet state here, so here also, but here we are going to add one property, that also a bouquet but nullable bouquet. Consider like this, bouquet. Why? Because if we are going to edit bouquet, then first we'll pass initial bouquet here, so it will initialize that bouquet. Then we are going to edit that bouquet. If it's null, then I will create a new bouquet like this, and for loading will be false, because default we already added false. There will be no loading initially. Done. Let's generate this model. Done. Now first we will create all the methods here. which require to edit bouquet and all. Bouquet has a name, image. One thing I think we forgot here again, also for flower, we need to add a file property, because bouquet we need to pick image also. We are going to pick, while editing maybe image contain URL, but when we pick image, that will be file. We need to maintain that file until we upload and replace to image and all. Same with flower. So what we will do, we will create one nullable property which is image file, and same for here. Also we need to, for JSON serialization, I think JSON key from include from JSON false, include from to JSON false, because we don't need there. Let's generate this. Why we added file here? Because for each flower and all we pick file, also we upload that file and we replace with the value of that image property. Sometime while editing and all, some flower we may edit, we pick image for that flower, again for some not. So that's why we need to keep that file with the that object only. That is better, because so we can easily upload it and replace it. Now what we need in the bouquet, we change name. We don't do anything with the image here because we replace while uploading and all, and this will be initially empty. So if it is empty, we are not going to display that image. Here flowers will be empty array. For this we are going to add different methods. So let's add one method, will be there, name change. So I'm keeping simple that with same structure and all, like change name, not like that, same structure. So I am like this. Here we are going to, we are changing the name of bouquet. So this is the this is what we do. Where copy within means creating new instance and of state, and again giving new instance of bouquet inside the state with the new name value. But the problem is, in this case what it will do, it will create unnecessarily new instance of complete state and all. So I think that's why Freeze providing easy method which will help us to reduce code also. That is the, like this, bouquet and dot call. So this will copy with only bouquet here. So this is what we need to do. Name change. What we'll do, we are going to copy it, but we can go inside the any object, inside tree objects and all, bouquet, and if there is any other object is there, we can go there, and then when we call, only that model will copy with. At least in code it is reducing our code and all. Technically may they are saving some unnecessary instance creation and all. You can look into that Freeze documentation. Now we don't need any image change and all, but we need a add flower which will not take any, because we are going to add a empty object there. So same like this, but here, one thing we missed here, I think we need to use flower object here. Let's add this and generate the model again. Now you can see we have existing flowers we added. We are going to add a new flower. Let's keep id empty for now, okay, because actually id um, should be added from backend. I think we not check that part. We'll check in the repository again how we can give unique IDs to each item. Name will be empty initially, and image will be also empty, colors empty array, and quantity will be one at least, because at least one flower should be there in the that bouquet if you are considering that flower. Done. Now let's remove flower. This is same thing what we are going to do. Remove flower, we have index on the page. I am going to map through list view builder or something, or I am going to map through index only, not directly objects. I am going to map through index. So I will have a index of each flower. So I'm going to use index to remove and all. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do same thing, but as a coding and all, sometime I did before like this. To list, I create new list here and I remove at index like this. This is also same thing, and this is whatever our Copilot provided, that is also same thing. You can do like this because this is a final property there. If you see in the thing, this generated a lot of code, but it's a immutable. We can't remove like this directly. So we need to give new instance of list to the flower. That's why we need to do like this. We need to create new instance of list, and any new instance is there which is we can easily remove it before giving to the final. Next thing is about edit flower. Then this is same thing what we are going to do. State copy with bouquet. This is same thing what we are doing with name, but I am going to edit the flowers, and I am taking existing list of flowers and dot index. So this index, what it will do, it will replace the flower for that index. Again we are not going to do like this will not going to work, but this will work as I mentioned earlier. Okay, now what is thing remained here? Flower is done, but in each flower we have again colors and all. So what we can do, this flower and all I can do copy it on the, I can do on the widget side also, but that is also not good. That's why to reduce code on the widget side we need to add extra methods here. So let's do that. One thing we don't need to use this again, because if you are considering that I will edit flower object on the widget side, then you can go with this else you need to create other models which edit specific properties of any flower. So one thing, flower has a name. Image we are not going to edit it, but colors, yeah, we are going to edit those, quantity and all. So flower name changed, flower name changed, int index name value. My copilot is helping a lot to me. I'm very happy with it, but I'm doing same thing. I do same thing. That's we are taking list of flowers here, and we are creating new instance of list, and I'm replacing one uh, item flower at this index, and I am editing that name and giving new instance of that flower. I hope you guys understood. This is new instance of list because I want to edit one flower at this index. While editing, I have taken initial whatever flower it is and changing the name and giving new instance of flower here. Okay, now flower name change, flower quantity change, same thing. Now void flower, uh, here what we will do, I will have a list of colors which will be predefined, like red, pink, yellow, blue, like this. I'm going to select those colors there in the UI. I'm going to use choice chips. Yeah, so I need only one method, like toggle color, like that, toggle color. So I will create a toggle color method, flower color. Let's get whatever it is providing. Actually this is not needed at all. I need simple one. What we are doing here, same thing, this is correct, but in this case colors, then I need to take whatever existing colors are there, colors dot contains value. If it contain, yeah, this thing, if it contain, I need to, 1 minute guys, if it contain, I need to remove that color. So I removed that using colors where color not equal to that value to list. So I removed, in this list I kept everything except that color only, which I'm going to remove. So and also I give a new instance of that color list. Here I merge list, the initial color list and new color one, if it is not contained. So at the end this is toggle, so we toggle that color here. If it is there, I added, I removed. If it is not there, I added that color. So sometime we use this type of methods. One thing, we need a image file change method, image file changed, but here we are going to use image file and text file, and also same for the flower. Flower, for flower I will start with flower only because that will help me to get those methods specifically related to flower. Done. That's what we needed to do. Now everything, all the methods are ready. Now only we'll create that write method also. Hide, write, async. I will create one getter here of repository bouquet. Okay, now you can use try catch here, but in this case I think we are consider this. Okay, state will start a loading here, state dot copy with loading true, and if there is error we are going to stop the loading. Okay, after that we'll take one, whatever our bouquet is there we will take that. So I will take it is and name as updated. Okay, and state dot bouquet, because I am going to edit that bouquet again while uploading image and all. I don't want to update state because it will update the UI again, so I am taking separately, which also I am kept as a book, or we can consider as a bouquet here, because I'm going to replace it again, I'm going to change it, I'm going to update it. That's why I'm not keeping as a final. And for simplicity let's keep as far, and same thing, if updated dot image file not equal to null, we are going to upload the image and we are going to replace that image. We can also do separately here, if it's successfully uploaded then it replace, if it is URL is not equal to null then it replace and all, but at the end we are doing same thing. We need to handle some extra things, that's it. Now we need to upload the images of flowers, so let's do that. For in updated dot flowers, flower, no, now we will use for only, because updated dot flowers dot length, so I will take flower one here, and if flower dot image file not equal to null, then I will, yeah, this will work. I updated again that updated bouquet copy with flowers, and I have placed and edited that flower in the same way how we did here. This is fine, good to go. This is flower, existing flower, and I did copy with and replace URL and give a new instance of list of flowers to the flowers. And if I picked file for one flower or second flower, third flower only, and not for one flower, first flower, because while editing maybe it has already an image, so it will upload image for only those for which I picked file and replace those URL. Done. Good to go. Now I need to do repository dot add. There for now I will refresh that book explorer. We can also do, while we are reading all, refreshing all the buckets again, we can add to the buckets provider one directly. That is also thing we are going to explore in the next tutorials, how we can um, if we don't need to refresh all the buckets, we can just edit it locally also, whatever our data we have in this state. Like in admin panel and all, we there will be no any data will come, whatever we are editing, creating and all. So we can directly replace there also, we don't need to refresh each time and all. Those things we are going to explore in the future videos. Okay, now this is done. What I can do, I can wait until refresh here, so I can wait like this, and add is done. I will add some delay here. It is good to add. And done. Here we don't need to stop loading because we are going to dispose that page. We are going to back to the first page where buckets page. So that notifier will be disposed, state will be also disposed. So again when we come back to the edit or add, it will create new instance of state and notifier and all. So there will be loading will be false there. In the repository we missed giving id to the data while adding. What we will do, we will create one sequence int initially it will be 1, and while adding id bouquet sequence, and after adding this we'll increment sequence, so it will be used for next bouquet. Also in the flower we added a id as a property, which was not necessary, but now we added, so we need to give unique id to that also. So let's do that. Let's create one more sequence, flower sequence. Okay, I think we need one loop here. These things normally done by backend database, but we have mock API, so we need to handle this ourselves. So consider we have bouquet. Okay, we will use for bouquet dot flowers dot length. If id is empty, then updating bouquet equal to bouquet dot copy with, and flowers. Yeah, it is correct. Done. Same thing we need to do for editing also, because while editing may we add some new flowers, we need to give id to those also. Done. Now we will run this app. We will create a UI. I have already created bouquets page where all bouquets will be listed. Let's home, we'll give first page. Here we are going to do a normal navigation, direct navigator dot push, like that. And we have already bouquets provider, and let's list all the bouquets. Now there will be no any bouquets, but body bouquets provider when data, or we can give as a bouquets. This bouquets provider is a future provider, and we can list using when. So when there is a data, we can show list view. When there is a error, we can show error. When there is loading, we need to show loading. That's it. There is nothing big thing here. It's easy, and we'll see how it will look like. Okay, we forgot to wrap with provider scope. Let's wrap it. Yeah, I think we added some loading, mock loading, so that's why it's showing loading there, but actually it depends on API. When we do actually with APIs, this is done. Now what we'll do, I will create one floating action button, and one new page is wrong. And write bouquet page. This will also consumer widget, widget reference, also we need to add one label bouquet as a property here. We need to add it in its constructor. While editing on this page, we need to come back with the bouquet, so we can initialize this bouquet in the notifier so user can edit it again. I hope you guys understood. Now based on that logic, we can consider that if bouquet is null, then add or edit, else edit. Or we can create as one is for edit boolean, like that, one variable, and we can use that variable here. Let's navigate to this page first, and Here I am creating, so I don't need to pass any initial value. Yes, in the body, when we see this, we have a name, image, then flowers. We'll go in same way, text field, one image picker, container, a box will be there, and list of flowers will be there. Okay, column, let's wrap with this column with single child scroll view, and we will give padding here. Okay, now what we can do, we need to create a provider, write bouquet provider. We can pass this initial bouquet. While adding it is null, while editing there will be a bouquet. So here we are initializing that. If there is already a bouquet coming while initializing provider, then we are initializing that bouquet. We are not creating new bouquet here. So we need to pass this bouquet to the provider. Then we need to create a state. We need to watch for the state. So this is the write bouquet state. Then we need to also get a notifier. So like this, and this will be a write bouquet, means this. So we can access to these methods using notifier. It's simple. And here what we can do, state dot bouquet dot name, and like this. Also we can some handle quality like trim and all, and we are going to use outline input border or fill something, it depends. This is fine, or we can add that name label here also on top of that. Let's check how it will look like. I'll add this decoration in here in theme, input decoration theme, input decoration theme. Yeah, we'll add one container, height 100, 200, width 200, decoration, box decoration, color. Normally I add all these scheme and theme in extensions, so I can access context dot scheme, context dot theme, like that. For now I will create here because we don't have time for that. Theme, okay. Also we may use style. Done. But doing this in all the pages, it's very repetitive, so that's why we can add this in the build context extensions, so we can easily access using theme dot context dot theme, context dot scheme, like that. Scheme surface variant, let me see how it will look like. Okay, and border radius I will give 12. This is going too much big. Let's go with 160. I want to focus on the state part, so we are not thinking too much related to UI. Okay, image, I will create one outline button icon. Okay, add flower, and icon will be add rounded. I want this to be stretched. What I can do, I can stretch here, but it will stretch this part also. So in majority cases, I would like to stretch all my buttons and all. So in lot of cases I always go with stretch for the column, and where it is needed to align specific widget to the left or right, I use align here. Alignment center left, like this. What we will do, we will call here notifier dot add flower, and here we need to map. No, we need to, yeah, we need to map it, we need to list it, all the flowers. What we'll do, we will generate list. We don't need to use this tube builder and all. Okay, this is column and we need to add widgets, so we can do like this. Okay, each time using list view dot builder and again shrink wrap true and all, those are not necessary. Okay, I saw this type of code before. So flowers dot length, then here we need to return one column. At least one column will required because we have so many widgets there. And here flower, yeah, this is correct. And we can give one size box height 8 for top. Let's do this. And here when we see the flower has a name, so same will come here. Done. but here we need to add it, and I added the first flower came here. And yeah, this is fine. What I will do, I will move this image part to the top. So it looks little good even for flowers and all. mm. I will add I will keep only box here for image, and this will also goes to top like this, and we will use smaller image picker here. Flower has a colors, and as we discussed before, we will have a list of predefined colors, and we are going to add it, means we are going to pick color from that, means it is like a toggle. So select color, unselect color, like choice chip, we are going to use choice chip there. Let's use wrap, and I will add some colors here, red, and map, choice chip, flower colors contain this color, then it's selected. Also we have toggle flower method, where we give index and value. If it is contained, then it will remove. If it is not contained, then it will add. So here it is giving unnecessarily some extra space. This is from choice chip, so we need to give only horizontal spacing, so I will give it 8. Let's see how it will look like. No, run spacing is different. Okay, spacing, actually we have one more column here. We need to stretch here also. Yeah, but we need to differentiate flowers. This is first flower, this is second flower, like that. Also we need to give some remove button and all. What we will do, we will wrap this with the container, and we'll give some padding. 12 will look fine. And decoration, box decoration, and we will give border dot all, like this. And what we can do, we need to remove this is not required here. And color, theme, scheme, outline variant. Okay, and we need a margin as insert dot only top 8. This looks fine. We need some border radius 8, or we can go with 12. Let's see how it will look like. Yeah, fine. And here we need a remove button. I will use tag here, because for these type of cases I always use, I do same icon button. Yeah, this is fine. If you want to give this here a little on top, we need to remove this padding, and we need to give this padding to column. And here you go, we got done. Our UI is done almost, and some implementation is also done. This and all, and name also done. The only part is remain related to image. Let's create a component for image picker. We will copy this. We need to add some properties. One is size, and one is file, the X file, another is URL. In our case, it's a file path because we are using mock APIs, dummy APIs. But when we do actual CRUD with REST API, then when we upload an image, we will get a real URL, and that URL will be here. Then we need to use a network image, not a file image. I can use this value chain or file pick or changed, whatever. Okay. I also remove file, so if there is already uploaded image is there and I pick new image but that image not looking good, then I discard it. So that's why we need to give a remove option for picked image. Here if file is equal to null and URL, if both are null, then we need to show this text, else we don't need to show anything. I have scheme here. It's fine. Here image, we can also use tag here, and we can also add a property called aspect ratio, and also sometime image aspect ratio requirements will be different, so we can customize, we can use different aspect ratio to display image. Okay, the first thing that if file is not equal to null, then I need to show first if file is not equal to null and or URL not equal to null, I need to take a decoration image, else null. If file not equal to null, file image, but here we need this file io.io file, not a x file. But why we are taking x file? Because in the web and all, there we can't use .io file. Lot of times we build web also, we make it responsive and use there, so it will be compatible with the mobile and web both. So x file give that it support for web and mobile also, so that's why. But here if there is a way, we need to show in a different way, but I'm not focusing on it now. We'll see that in later. We need to we will get bytes and we need to show memory, image and all, and we will look that later. Okay, or you can just search how to show image, file image in web and all. There will be so many answers you will get. here little we need to, this network image is not going, it's also not going to work because we have dummy URLs. So I will do same thing, but let me check, because this we always face a issue, but that's why we need to do like as a image provider like this. So if you cast any one of it will go, and this accept image provider, so that issue will go. But here we need a file image. This is a path. Yeah. One more thing, if file not equal to null, consider I need to give a remove icon button here. If I picked file, so what I can do, let's use like this. We can look how it looks later. Close will look better here. And when user click here, we will use size, and there will be just a detector, and on tab currently let's go with the gallery only, and async and await. If picked not equal to null, we need to go with this. We can make it required on file chained. Okay, now let's pick an image, at least one. No, it is not okay. Let me hot reload. Oh, it's closed. I think I'm missing something for a config. Okay, we miss this part. There is just a key and a string is there. We need to add these in the info playlist, the permission for, and we can add our own message, but this is fine. Let's run the app once again. Yeah, further we not implemented it. Let's go here, and in the image picker view, the URL state okay image. Okay, but what initially it will be empty, so it can create a problem. The image will not load, but we can't make it nullable because that is required thing. For this, if it is empty, then I need to show, or I need to put null here. That's why normally I make some extensions which do these things. Let's create that one because that is also part of our architecture. You can go with utils folder, then extensions. No, and normally I put all the extensions in one file because you can go with different one. One is like string extension on string, and this will be we know that there is one trim method is there for string which removes spaces and all. Similar like I named cream, which if it is empty it will return null, and if it's not empty then it's trim only. Okay, so it is a combination of trim plus if it will make null if the trimmed value is empty. So let's get cream. We can use get here. Okay, and I can go like this: trim is empty, return null, else trim. Trim is fine, it's not about big thing. Then here I use that extension cream, so if it is empty it's go null. Yeah, then file state bouquet.image file, and file changed, image file changed, but why it is not accepting directly? This need, but we can go like this. This is correct because sometimes we remove file after picking, so that it is correct now. And when I let me hot reload once, and if I pick any image, that image got picked, but this remove button came to center, so I need to let's edit it. Also this icon button will not visible at all, even we use another color, that can create a problem. So we will use one small red raw button, or I think icon button has a style also. Icon button style from background color, scheme error. Let me try this, and align center, no, top right, yes, and background color is scheme on error. We can go with pure red also, but this is our wish, it's not a way. Now we need to little, can we transform it? Okay, well, it's working fine. And transform, translate, offset, -16 and -16. Yeah, it's good. Also size, icon size 20. Okay, and the here we have one fixed size dot 0. No, there is something which help me to, no, not this, minimum size like that. Yeah, this help me to reduce the size. Based on icon size it will reduce. So minimum size can be 0, max size can be anything. So based on icon it will take size. For our looking purpose we can go with fit box fit cover, so it will look good. Done. Now same thing for all our flowers. So let's copy this, and we have a flower here. Okay, e dot, no, what is our okay, flower image cream, flower image file, flower image chain. Okay, but here we need to go with full v. Here also we need to take a nullable file, and here you go. Yes. For bouquet we need to little increase the size of, it was 160, so let's go with 160. Yes, everything is fine. Now what happened that whenever we type name it will rebuild. That is also fine, but we can control builds, that we'll see later. That can be a separate video, and we'll see that how we can, because in this architecture each typing each time can be useful. Building a state each time whenever user type useful for buttons only, because sometime when user fill everything, then we show button enabled and all. If we don't use normal validators and all, that is a different thing. But now consider it is that it is going to build each time whenever we type, whenever we change anything in the state. But it can be controllable, and that is very easy to do. We will look into that later. We need to create a one button at the bottom navigation bar. I will use here, and I need to use a shape area also, and similar like this, but I can use direct padding here, and horizontal 16, vertical can be 8 is enough. Or if I want top 0, I can edit it further, and I will use fill button here. We have already write, and I don't know, it will not take too much time to write it. It will do immediately, but there is little loading is there, that is good thing, so we can check properly. And context dot I to show snack bar and all, I normally create extensions, so that's why it, so now here we don't have, so scaffold messenger, yeah, this is fine. And we can also show success message that it has been created. Or now navigator dot pop context, that's it. Fine. And we can add a validation. Let's do that also. First, if you want to disable button, then we need to check whether all the names of bouquet plus flowers, everything filled, and we can do that. It's not a big thing. Like this we can do here, or we can create one method like enabled in the state, that will be like this: state dot bouquet name is not empty, because name is only also we need image also. Okay, what we will do in this crud, let's go with this. Okay, what I will do, I will create one method. Okay, and one thing is that I can't create methods here. I can create static, but this is, we are using bridge, so that's why I can't create. So instead I can go with extension here only. So or we can create method in the notifier, it's not a deal. Let's go. Let's create here because we use that extension in the form only. So boolean get enabled, it is for button. Okay, then state dot name is not empty, and flowers is also not empty, plus one I can go if state dot bouquet dot image is not empty, or file is not null, because anything one I want. Next time while editing may bouquet has an image, so we don't need to check. Next here is that, and same thing is here for all the flowers. And yeah, I think this is I'm looking first time this method, but we can use it, check for it is for everything or not, for every item or not. These conditions should be matched, so this is fine. Then notifier enabled, if it's enabled then we can go, else it will be disabled. So then I'll create one, be beautiful bouquet, and I already added some flowers which is yellow. I will remove this, and it is little green. Consider okay, these are dummy flowers, these are not actual flowers, but yellow leaves, whatever. The second one is this pink rose, I can go. But why the button is not enabled here? Let me check. Name is not empty, flowers is not empty, also we have picked image, and name is not empty. Okay, here we missed. Yes, we not set any validation for color, but it's fine. We can also add that form validation and all, but here in this case let's go with this. Let me check, save. We got some issues, maybe these are related to image files only. Also we are not showing any loading here, so one thing I can do, I will check this, because when we check here a bouquet page, what we are doing network image here, so we need a file image. So I will go with this file. Yeah, fine. And we can also show that flowers name, flowers map name join. Yeah, it's not an, it's good. Height and width 40, width 40, and fit, box fit. Yeah, we can do anything. We can create our custom card and all, so we don't have time for that. We can delete directly here. One thing we can do that, once we click here we can show dialog and for confirmation, and once user confirm it then we can delete. But here bouquet repository provider will do directly, and we will refresh our bouquets provider. And next thing, while adding, we need to show loading and all properly. One thing, we can go with okay, here enabled and not state dot loading, because while adding we can disable a button. Why? Because user should not click on button again, so it will get unnecessary multiple. The right method will trigger multiple time. If we don't disable this, we can also show a complete layer on the page, on full page, but that looks little weird, so we'll try different this time. Okay, one thing we can go with row and main axis size minimum, and here if state loading, then yeah, this. What is this animation? I don't know, I am seeing first time. Okay, what I will do, I will create temporary one for now. Let's check how it looks. It's white, but it's fine, it's looking good. Little thickness, and I can go with scheme outline. Let me check how it look like. Outline variant, okay, not an issue. both look similar. Stroke, cap, round. And while loading, user should not click back. So what we can do, pop scope, can pop. If it's not loading, then he can go. Like if I do like this, user can't pop actually. Okay, so while loading, user can't pop. And if I want to show disabled and all, I can show trailing, this. If I want to disable, then I can do like this. So if when it loading start, then it will hide. So one thing I can also do that, trailing, leading, back button, and on press. And loading start. Okay, I think this button even there is on press, it's already nullable, then we need to create completely our own back button. So it is fine. I did this in the web, so I know, but we can go with this now. Okay, we'll see these things later. Yeah, also we can disable all the fields, but we can do also like this, absorb pointer, then state dot loading. When loading is there, you can check like this. If I enable loading, then I can't do anything. Yeah, this we can do. Or if we care about the loading UI and all, while loading, the text field should be disabled and it should look like logged, then what we can do, enable for each field, each components, we need to do this. That looks actually better, but when I start loading, consider like this, it will be locked like this. So while loading, if all the fields looks like this, that is also a good thing, but we need to do for all the components, even all the buttons, because user understand that while loading, while submitting, these things will not work, but he can look what is happening. He can look what he entered, all the values. We need to disable everything. Little gray out we can make image at, or for these buttons and all, that looks good. Let's keep this as it is, and if we use only this, then what happened that user sometime he don't check there is loading and he try to add, and by mistake he clicked that save button and he don't know what happening. Another thing is that we can show complete loading on the all complete page, and that looks also, that is also looks good. And but this is one of the way which is very popular, and normally we see this thing in the button loading and all everywhere. So this we can go with this way also. Yeah, let's create. Let's check. uh, yeah, done. And I can delete. Yeah, our complex crud is completed, and I think we need to edit, back to the edit, and we can check once how editing uh, will work. Let's do that. And what I will do, once I click on the tab, I will go for the edit. We can also create a common method for this navigation, and if we use go router, and also in that case the code will be very simpler. But now we are doing normal navigation, then let's ignore this. When user click on this, okay, let me hot reload. Yeah, we back to the edit and save. Oh, it's creating new bouquet instead of editing that bouquet. Let's check why it is happening. Actually we are doing adding only, so we are not doing checking whether we need to create or we need to edit or add. So let's check this. Let's do this bouquet. No, the updated one, updated dot id is empty. Then we need to add, else we need to update. So let's update this, and let's change this. Why this is our component is not working fine. Okay, let's check. One thing is that when file is not equal to null, then only it should show. I think we are missing something there. Let's check. Here if we see, I not picked any image, but still it is there. If I pick, then it is also there. That should not happen, so let's find out that issue. file not equal to null, then show. Yes. Also this gets disposed. That's why it's not a good big challenge. It should dispose. What it will do? It will do nothing. But still it is doing something. What I will do, I will come to edit, you can check. Still it is there. So let's find out this. What can be an issue? Image file. Okay. If we check here and print, let's check what it will print. Oh, it's not null actually. Okay. I got it. While adding, what is happening is that we are doing local crud, so that's why the x file is also is there. It's not going at all. So what we will do, consider I have added here. So while adding now, I will remove that x file, because it doesn't go to image file to the server, because into JSON we already ignored it. Like this. Let's edit this one. Still it is not okay. I think we are not doing that same thing for here image file null, and here again copy with so it will work. What I edited, I edited this. Everything is working fine. I don't know this working. This is not working, so let's finish that also. We have this button. Yeah, you can remove flower. Done. Guys, our complex crud is done, and this is what we do normally in our development. I do, but only difference is that there will be no network. There will be network means there will be a REST APIs, not this type of local mock APIs, and we also use network image instead of this file image. There is no any difference at all. But the reason behind this tutorial I made, because these things what we do while adding array of object and handling multiple values in the CRUD, these are the little complex and we fail. It is little tricky to handle the state and all, so that's why I shared how I do. And there are, I know some of the limitations are there. This is a normal way, just we continued, and some limitation are there that whenever we type it update page, it rebuild page each time, and we in previous videos also I controlled that. We can explore that again in the next video. I hope guys you enjoyed this tutorial, and we will see in the next video. Okay, bye, thanks.